The 23-year-old son-in-law and the 48-year-old mother-in-law who live together are unexpectedly pregnant. An old housing village in the mid-levels of Hong Kong Island. The time is early spring 2022. The 23-year-old Qin Shaojiang graduated from the University of Hong Kong. He has been married to his 22-year-old wife Li Jiasin for just over a year. The two are in Xiaodan's warm public house, enjoying the sweetness of the newlywed. But this home, Huang Na, has a special light bulb. Jiasin's 48-year-old mother, Wang Meilian. Jiasin has been dependent on her mother since she was a child. Meilian, who lost her husband at an early age. The high-pressure living environment in Hong Kong raised his daughter with hard work. And there are not many well-known relatives who grew up in orphanages. Maybe that's why, when he and Jiaxing began to date, the fact that poetry is pleasing to the eye means a lot to him. When the two decided to get married, naturally, the issue of housing was discussed. Anyway, we don't have a good economy right now. Why don't you live with mommy? Qin Shao nodded in agreement without hesitation. There are elders by your side. I'm also more at ease, he said sincerely. And so began the three of them. An alternative life with a piece of official business. Unexpectedly, it is a family full of joy and harmony. Since the death of her husband, Mei Lian never considered remarrying. Her love for her daughter is too deep. I'll be enough with you. I don't want to pay attention to the other men. Jiasin has heard this sentence since she was a child. Jiasin will feel sorry for her mother again. But she held back. I thought it would be good as long as mommy was happy. However, after marriage, Jiasin is becoming more and more worried. He and well-known live a happy two-person world. And the mother is indifferent and straight. Well-known also feel the same way. Mother-in-law always took care of us. But she never seemed to be on fire for herself. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable. Spring 2022 is in full bloom. Hong Kong's community activities have also begun to flourish. With the support of the people of Toshiku, there is nowhere to go. Various interest classes have been reopened in nearby communities. Opera, Tai Chi, cooking classes, middle-aged and elderly singles meet and socialize activities, etc. Jiaxing and well-known suggest that Midland can try to participate. At first, Meilian waved my hand again and again, and I was old. Where to make noodles? With those offspring, I'm so embarrassed. But Jiasin tried her best to persuade mommy. You need to make more friends. Don't be bored at home all day. You are with us every day. It's definitely stuffy. In this way, he half pushed and half put. Was pulled into the middle-aged and elderly singles networking activities. Most of the members are in their 40s and 50s, to 55 or 16-year-olds. They love relaxing activities. For example, the introduction of forks, Guanghua division, hiking, and so on. Mei Lian thought it would be a hassle at first. But after attending the first party, he met many warm and friendly people. Some are widowed in old age. Some remain single for a variety of reasons. Maybe someone here will understand my feelings. Mei Lian felt a faint hint of comfort. The group leader announced, next week we are going to Changzhou to eat seafood and watch the sunset. If you want to go, sign up. Milian Mataka raised her hand. He thought he could go out for a walk anyway. Take a look at the sea view. That was the day. In Changzhou, he met an unexpected fate. That person was 48-year-old Zhang Guodong. He is a member of the World Friendship Association. He ran a tea restaurant in Wangjiao and ate meat. Cheerful and talkative. I like to listen to old Cantonese songs. This resonated with Mei Lian. In the warm sea breeze, Mei Lian and Gordon walked side by side with everyone, chatting. Are you a Hong Kong native? Jelly asked. Yes, my husband passed away a long time ago. Now I live with my daughter and son-in-law. Beauty, Lian replied. My daughter keeps asking me to participate in these events. What about Mr. Zhang? Jelly smiled sheepishly. I've been alone since I got married. Opening a cafe makes me want to talk to people. Let's be honest. I didn't expect much from this sorority. I didn't expect it to be quite happy. In this ordinary conversation, both men felt a subtle attraction. On the way back from Changzhou, Malian uncharacteristically wants to get together next time. I'm going too. He had only planned to attend once or twice. But the joy felt at the party, and a conversation with Gordon, it made him feel very relaxed. That night, Malian said to her daughter and son-in-law, I thought that sorority was more fun than I thought. Everyone is very nice. I want to go again this weekend. Jia Xian and Chen Xiao felt the pressure, but also happy. It's great. Mommy has found something she loves. That's it. Mei Lian began to participate in sorority activities every week. Sometimes they go to the tea house on errands. Sometimes we go to the movies together. Through these activities, he and Gordon became closer. Both are modest and cautious. But when it comes to the loneliness of belly life, they don't need to explain much. You can understand each other's feelings. Gordon, after the tea restaurant closes, Shin also sent a text message to Mei Lian. Tonight's sugar water tastes good. Let's eat together next time. Mei Lian smiled slightly, not averse. Okay, the century is delicious. Thank you for taking me. He replied. After a month or two, Mei Lian realized. I've been the same as before. It's not the same self that is always sullen. During the day, when the daughter and son-in-law are not at home, she went back to the tea restaurant for the winter to drink milk tea and chat. When the cafe is not busy, Kanito will say it's simple. He's new. You try to show your thoughtfulness towards Midland. The United League joked. You treat me to eat like this. How can your tea restaurant make money? Gordon will answer that this is today's special offer. Then laughed. As this scenario becomes more and more familiar, Melian's heart was excited. After returning home, Melian asked herself quietly, is this what they say it feels like to be a drag? Meanwhile, Jiasun and Well-Known also noticed the change in atmosphere. My mother used to be reticent, but she started checking her phone when she was looking. A faint smile is revealed. Or after returning from a party, the expression is brighter. Especially Chen Xiao jokingly asked Mom, are you the object of new ideas? You can't slow us down. Merlin was caught off guard. No, not yet. Just a friend, he said hesitantly. But he felt as cheap sugar. As summer in Hong Kong begins to get lively, Mei Lian and Jelly confirmed that they both have a crush on each other. After a party, the two of them were alone. A bowl was shared in the evening. A bowl of sugar water. Jelly asked cautiously, Merlene, I don't know if I should say it or not. Can we try to get serious? Marin's heart thumped. Note. This is a situation that she simply could not have imagined a few months ago. But she didn't want to refuse her outstretched hand. Since my husband passed away, I don't feel this way anymore. But is it really possible? Wintertime smiled reassuringly. I really feel like I'm happy to be with you. Mei Lian, that night. Mei Lian shared the news with her son-in-law's daughter again. It can't be said to be a real boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. But she did. She wanted to know me better, he said. Jiasun and Mingfu smiled happily at the same time. Mommy, that's great. What's so bad about that? You should have been in a relationship a long time ago. And so it began. The relationship is progressing very quickly. Every weekend, Jelly drove his van to Mei Lian's house to pick her up. Sometimes they go to Nishinamiya to eat seafood. Or go feed Dolly Tooth. Just watch the night view. A warmth he had never felt before. Rooted in Mei Lian's heart. One day, Merlin proposed. Do you want to come to my house to meet my daughter and son-in-law? The beginning of the Jelly period is very intense. Capricorn. I'm embarrassed in front of such a nice little couple to you. What to do? But Mei Lian has already told Jiasun and Well-Known. He would invite him to his home. Sunday night, Guodong finally walked into Mei Lian's home. It was a public housing of just over 30 square meters. But the tidy living room makes it feel cozy. Qin Xiao immediately stood up. Brother Dong, hello. I am your future son-in-law, Qin Xiao. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please sit casually. He helped visit the dishes and chopsticks. He said, the filling is at the other end of the dining table. Laughing and saying that you are the one Mommy often mentions. Mr. Zhang Guodong. Nice to see you. Seeing Mommy so happy. I'm also very happy. Jelly is a little reserved at first, but soon I felt relaxed. He felt that the family welcomed him from the bottom of their hearts. For people sat around the table. Chat like family. Jelly said I open a tea restaurant, so it's hard to rest in normal times, but you can call it a day early on Sunday, so I can take some time to come out. Shared his recent situation. Chen Xiao interjected. I also worked part-time at a tea restaurant. It's a lot harder than I thought. Making milk tea is no joke. Neither is dealing with guests. Donga, you're amazing. Jia Xian added. You don't know how happy mommy has been lately. He's going to do it again. Say this to me today. Then he laughed. It makes me feel good too. Mei Lian heard these words. The face was red, but the heart is very warm. Meanwhile, another 2 or 3 months passed. Mei Lian and Gordon quickly become intimate. Around, people joked. Are you two going to get married? But the two always answered. This is not a matter of casual decision. Jiasun and Chen Xiao fanned the flames on the side and said, Mommy, if you do get married, we will certainly welcome it with a raised hand. Mei Lian occasionally began to worry. Can I really get married again? The memory of being separated from her husband is still vivid, even if the daughter and son-in-law agree. He is also worried about the people around him. Would look at him in the same light. But I'm living like this. Someone important to me again. It's natural. The idea is getting stronger and stronger. But one day, something unexpected happened. Mei Lian suddenly began to experience frequent symptoms of nausea. At first, he guessed that he might have been too tired lately. Or maybe it's because I'm older. It's menopause. But over time, he began to lose his appetite. And I have to run to the bathroom every morning to retch. Jia Xian scolded him and said his mother, You're definitely not feeling well. You should definitely see a doctor. Eventually, Mei Lian went to see a family doctor. After a preliminary examination, the doctor said it didn't look like a big deal. But you'd better go to a service doctor. Do a detailed examination. It may be a gastrointestinal problem caused by menopause. Or there may be other possibilities as well. Mei Lian thought to herself, What are you talking about? It's ridiculous to be pregnant at my age. But she reluctantly went to see an obstetrician and gynecologist. The results of the examination made her unbelievable. Congratulations, it looks like you're around 6 weeks pregnant. The doctor said every moment of connection. The brain went blank. I'm single now. And I've been dating someone lately. But he said incoherently. But the doctor explained. Although rare. But in his early 48s, getting pregnant naturally is not entirely impossible. But you have to be very careful. Because it's an advanced person. Ginseng back home. Mei Lian was cold for several days. He has no appetite. I don't want to go out either. Jia Zinheziming asked his mother what the doctor said. But Merlin didn't say anything, just shook his head. Finally, about a week later, he confessed to me in a trembling voice. I'm pregnant. Jiasun and Chen Xiao looked at each other. Are you sure? Mother, how is this possible? Jiasun asked confusedly. Merlin said doctors said it was a rare condition. My physical condition. There doesn't seem to be any major problem at the moment. But because of my age, so there are risks. His voice trembled. After the initial ringing, Jiaxing and Well-Known quickly regained their composure. Comfort Mei Lian's mother. Did you tell Brother Dong? Not yet, I don't know what to do. How could such a thing happen? Mei Lian said and buried her head and cried. Chen Xiao said calmly, You must tell him. Don't you two really love each other? Donggo will definitely be responsible. The conclusion depends on what you want to do. Jiasun took a picture of her mother's back and said, Mom, don't be too afraid. Let's go to the hospital together later for a detailed examination. Let's talk to Brother Dong again. We will always be on your side. A few days later, Mei Lian finally made an appointment for winter. I talked to him quietly. In Tsim Sha Sui, a quiet corner of a cafe, she said in a trembling voice that I was pregnant. It's been about 6 weeks. Jelly was speechless for a moment. Merlin is pregnant. His eyes widened. Asked incredulously. Mei Lian said I was shocked too. I never thought about it. It's going to happen again in my life. The teacher said I was scared right now. Don't know what to do. Jelly takes a deep breath. Gently shook Malian's hand. Let's calm down first. I love Malian. And since this child has come to us, I just want to protect her at all costs. Of course, if this is Malian. If you want. Malian burst into tears at that moment. She thought Jelly might be startled. Then leave. But she didn't hesitate to say she would be responsible. But I'm getting older. Wouldn't that be too much? He asked. Gordon replied, if you decide to give birth to the child, then shouldn't we get married as soon as possible? I may not be perfect, but I want to take care of Merlin and the kids. He expressed his determination. Merlin finally felt it. His breathing calmed down. He no longer feels alone. And there are people behind him to support him. It's a huge comfort. After returning home, Mei Lian told her daughter and son-in-law about Guodong's reaction. He said he wanted to get married, raise children together. I don't know if I can say that, but we've only been dating for about half a year. So I'm worried. We made a hasty decision because we were pregnant. But Jiasin and Chen Xiao said in unison. What's so bad about that? If the baby is too late. It came to mommy like a miracle. Wouldn't it be nice to remarry and live happily ever after? Brother Dong also said it. He will be responsible. They gave him their back. Mei Lian finally decides to accept Jelly's marriage proposal. In the hospital, the doctor stressed that it was because of the older age of the pregnant woman. Need to come to the hospital often. It is also at high risk of premature birth or deep diarrhea. Management is crucial. But Mei Lian had already made up her mind. A few days later, Guodong officially went to Mei Lian's house to propose. Jiasin and Well-Known welcomed him warmly. Mei Lian said cautiously, I think we should get married as soon as possible, preferably before the birth of the child. Resolve some legal issues. Kanito said yes. It may seem too fast, but for the sake of children. Instead of procrastinating, it's better to get ready than to hear the land of Zabin. As a result, the whole family was busy, even in preparation for the wedding. But none of them are age. It's small, so they don't plan to have a big wedding. Instead, they decided to invite only friends and family. Set up a few tables in a restaurant. Simply celebrate. They wore proper dresses. Just take a few photos and you'll be satisfied. There is no need for a wedding dress. Mei Lian smiled and said, I don't want any flower balls either. It was enough for my daughter to give me a small flower. Prepare the materials pretending and supporting the materials. To make a corsage for the mother yourself. Chen Xiao searched on the internet and said, I should take the cloth that is suitable for my mother-in-law. Or baby products. The wedding was in early autumn 2022. The breeze is gentle. Held in a small old building in Hong Kong, Jelly the groom wears a dark blue suit. The bride, Mei Lian, wore a fancy cheongsam. Only her daughter Jiasin, the name of the son-in-law, and a few acquaintances were present. But everyone was smiling, expressing their joy. Congratulations. It's so rare. Midland at an informal wedding ceremony. A short speech was made. I thought after my husband passed away, I'll never love again. But I've been able to get this far. It's because there is a person. Came to me and my daughter and son-in-law who supported me. I thought everything was too crooked. But eating brought another opportunity. Thank you, Jelly added in a trembling voice. We will work together. Take good care of your baby. Two people who completed the wedding decided to live in Mei Lian's house immediately. The reason is simple. Your baby's due date is only a few months away. Everyone thinks. Because Mei Lian is in advanced maternal age. Need a good rest. So it was best for the daughter and son-in-law to help her. Jelly agreed. He said that it is a bit far to eat in a tea restaurant. But I'd love to go out early every morning. Go back to this home at night and sleep. In this way, the four began to live under one roof. First night. Mei Lian said Jelly in the kitchen. Won't this be a little crowded? This was originally where Jiasin and Chen Xiao lived. Now you're moving in too. He expressed his concern with a smile. Jelly says what's wrong with that? We are all family. And the baby will be coming soon. Let's persevere with the power of love, said a well-known passerby. That's right, just one more. It's just one more family member. I'm just thinking, I should call you Daddy or Brother Dong. He joked. Everyone laughed. After that, Malian's belly got bigger and bigger. The hospital said that the baby's condition is currently fine, but Mom should be careful to control her blood pressure and blood sugar levels, and told him to go to the hospital often for checkups. Guodong hired more staff in the store and take care of Malian as much as possible in the afternoon. Jiasun and Well-Known are also before and after work. Take good care of Malian. For example, if Malian is lying on the couch, say I'm not feeling well today. Chen Xiao will hurry up and cook the oyster porridge for him. Jia Xian would gently massage his legs. It is said that massage can improve blood circulation. Malian thinks about it with gratitude every day. Can I really enjoy this treatment? Meanwhile, Wadong said he still couldn't believe it. I'm going to be a dad soon. He had been married once before, but late marriage is childless. He never thought about it. You will have the opportunity to start a family again. Der Arken Granier. He weighed the discovery. I will be in the baby goods store myself. Sneak a peek at strollers and cribs. Compared to others, I may be a little late. And my wife, who is older than me, is going to have a baby. But this is a gift from life to me anyway. He wanted Malian to say that you don't have to buy things that are too expensive. Children grow up fast, so second-hand ones are also available. But Jelly insisted. This kid may be my last chance. I don't want to be stingy. Finally, in one night, 1 month before the date of delivery, Mei Lian suddenly felt labor pains. The pain that started in her back was unbearable. She had a hunch that it was a real labor pain. Guodong, Jiasun, and Chen Xiao dialed 9999 at the same time. The obstetrics and gynecology department of the critically ill Wang Yigrain Shabo Hospital. In the ambulance, Malian felt scared and nervous. I thought I was really going to give birth. But he gripped Jelly's hand tightly as he sat next to him. Jelly also shouted that it was okay. We arrived in no time. Hold on. But his voice trembled. After arriving at the hospital, the doctor said because of her age, this is a high pregnancy. But we are a smooth delivery on the spot. If the situation worsens, we will switch to cesarean section. Mei Lian was in great pain, but he worries about whether he will make it to the end. But he tries to be the best he can be. Thinking about Hushur in my heart. Jelly and daughter and son-in-law waiting outside. Due to the faceted labor pain, it lasted for more than half a day. Doctors have also repeatedly advised to hold on. But what about the baby? It was good, so they waited a little more laborious. Finally, around 2 a.m., Malian let out a scream. It was as if he was suffering the greatest pain of his life, and summoned up his last strength. Soon the baby's cry was heard. He is a healthy baby boy, Hushur announced in a loud voice. Kanito, who was in the delivery room, collapsed to the ground, crying and saying thank you. Mary, you've really worked hard. Mei Lian also closed her eyes on the street. I cried with relief. I'm glad he came out safely. The medical staff gently washed the baby, used spies to get him up and show him. When he saw his small, cute face, Mei Lian smiled slightly, muttered to himself that he was funny. It's so cute. I can't believe it. I did it again. Jiasun and Mingming, who are waiting anxiously in the corridor, after hearing the baby's cry, hugged each other and cried, Wow, he's finally born. Mommy did it. Soon, the nurse said that both mother and baby were healthy. I'll be sending them to the ward soon. You can come back later. The two of them sent a mouthful of red at the same time, a breath. They're so nervous. The legs are shaking. Jiasun whispered. Mommy outperformed me when she was younger, but he did it again at this age. It's remarkable. He's really great. It's great. Qin Shao also said, what should I say? My mother-in-law is the strongest person I've ever met. After a while, Guodong and the baby were transferred to the ward for activities, because all the strength was gone from his shoulders. Didn't even have the strength to stand up. But he touched Borio. Touch your baby's cheek. And kissed Malian's forehead. Say you've really worked hard. We are a family from now on. Malian also burst into tears. Say thank you softly. I couldn't have held on without you. Jiaxing and Well-Known, who were waiting outside, also came in, watching the baby shed tears. Congratulations, Mommy. The baby also looks healthy after childbirth. It took quite some time for Lotus to recover. The doctor warned, if you give birth in your 48s, you should receive a longer period of postpartum care. You should try not to use your body as much as possible, and check it up often. Her husband is overactive. His daughter and son-in-law live at home. Everyone works together to take care of the baby and Mei Lian. Named from the high scorer, he said that I would help you feed the wild. Patience, I can stand not sleeping. Jiasin also tried hard to say, Mom, you don't even have to boil water. I've been cooking for a long time for this moment. The baby also becomes more and more active after a week or two. Guodong will be close to the baby as soon as he gets off work. Say gently, Daddy is here. Mei Lian saw the scene. I was moved to tears again. I gave this man another home. Together, we will be the parents of this child. He wanted to be full of happiness in his heart. In an ordinary family, of course. It is rare to see a mother who has just given birth, Mei Lian, and the case of a daughter raising a child with her son-in-law. But in this family, they take it for granted and play their respective roles. Jiasin often holds the baby, laughed and said, maybe this kid. It's my younger siblings and nephews and nieces. Chen Xiao also said that it was like a sister-in-law to me. I don't even know what to call it. But we're family. Vague titles don't matter. Merlin said I was also confused. But it's important that you like each other. Hug, just crying and laughing as a new life. It became the center of this home. Finally, at the end of 2022, when the cold wind in Hong Kong disappears, this family, it became the most unique and warm unmanned family in Hong Kong. Jiasin, Chen Xiao, and Mei Lian and Jelly. And newborn babies. The house is always noisy, but the love that flows through it is so strong. So much so that no one was able to break it. When the baby is distressed in the middle of the night, Jelly will be the first to rush over. Well-Known will hand over diapers. Mei Lian is in the bamboo nest. Take care of your body. Occasionally, I eat boiled soy milk made by Jiasin. This is a daughter and son-in-law renovating a new house. It's an unimaginable situation. But now, they all say there's nothing wrong with us living like this. As long as we are happy with each other, it is enough. Mei Lian is still feeling physically exhausted. Because I'm old. It's not easy to take care of your baby day and night. However, know that you don't have to be surrounded by great forces. And push yourself. This is a great comfort. Jelly also changed the way his tea restaurant operated. Systematically level employees to ensure time. The profits of the tea restaurant are still not enough. But I think it's more important to take care of you and your children. He said that Mei Lian responded with a happy smile. Jiasin and Chen Xiao often said to the people around them, our mommy gave birth to a baby. Most people will feel cool. And couldn't believe it. No way, how could she get pregnant at the age of 48? Is the most common reaction. Nevertheless, Jiasin still said with a smile, that's what actually happened. Superfluous about this. We have one at home, with a new family member. And mommy is also living a new life. Chen Xiao also added when I saw the child. My heart is warm. I realized I've been longing for a home version of the family. What it looks like. He grew up alone in an orphanage. Now it's better than anyone else. I'll live within the confines of a larger family. Time flies. It's time to celebrate your baby's first birthday. The whole family, a simple first birthday party was prepared. They didn't do anything extravagant. Just decorated the living room with balloons. Visit a small first birthday table. And invited Guodong, Mei Lian, Jiaxing Well-Known, as well as some relatives and neighbors. When they take a picture of the baby, when smiling at the table for your first birthday, they only felt that they were really together again. Had an incredible time. Mei Lian hugged the baby and said thank you. Superfluous. Your mommy has a goal to live again. He looked at him with loving eyes. Winder said with a smile on the side, our sons will grow up healthy in the future. Daddy will try. When the four of them finished tidying up their first birthday party, Jiasin suddenly muttered to himself, Mom, me, Actually, before I got married. I always thought you would live alone forever. But I never dreamed that you would remarry. They will even have children. But the more you look, the more I felt incredible. I am happy. Because mommy looks so happy. Mei Lian's eyes moistened for no apparent reason. He said I did everything for you when I was younger. But now you're taking care of me. Time is real. He choked up and couldn't go on. Deming said next to him. The family's history continues. When this baby grows up in the future, there will be all sorts of things going on. We can overcome everything together. Everyone smiled and nodded. Ultimately, he was on an ordinary business in Hong Kong in 2022, but there lived an unusual mother and daughter. Thought it was a son-in-law, and the mother-in-law, the protagonist of Belated Love, gave birth to a child in his 48s. It's a piece that is hard to see all over the world. An event that is unstoppable. But for this family, it's another kind of happiness and a new hope. Some may say it's ridiculous. Isn't that too much attention? But they themselves held each other's hands tightly, said with a smile, let's live our lives in our own way. Especially the name of the son-in-law. He took care of his mother-in-law more sincerely than anyone else. And happy for your baby's growth. For him, who grew up alone in an orphanage. The sight of this family, it's simply grateful and precious. Even after that, Mei Lian and Gordon often joke. When our children were in elementary school, won't we look like parents-in-law? But every time you get a raise, you say what's wrong with that? What matters? Happy life together. Naoki will also say, what kind of race or parents the child is? What does it matter? This. It is enough to grow up in a loving environment. He smiled cheerfully. At that moment, Merlin realized again. These are all gifts from God. They even happily blessed me with belated love. That's what I wanted. Became after 2022. Make this family even stronger. Midland restarted his life after the branch. He used to live only for his daughter. But now she and her husband Gordon, and her newborn child moving forward. She is still a loving mother, taking care of her daughter and son-in-law. Kanito also smiled at him and became a father, a husband, a child, as well as the fact that a son-in-law and daughter supported him. People around. I was worried that they would get married in a hurry within half a year. Now they are applauding and saying, anyway, you've created a good result. Jiasun and Chun Xiao said. When they are from their respective jobs, after hard work, when you get home, you will feel a surge of hope in your heart. There are cute babies there who are smug and silent. There is a mother and a father who prepare it together. A hot dinner, as well as always waiting. Listen to their trivial troubles as family members. Qin Xiao said frankly, the days I spent in the orphanage, it felt like a dream. I used to feel lonely, but now I have so many family members around me. And then everyone laughed and said from now on, we will always be with you. Therefore, for years of family drama in Hong Kong, pregnancy and childbirth are depicted with a vague vision, and further strengthen the love of the family, even if others can't understand it, as long as they support each other. And it is enough to share their joy. And they're seeing it for themselves. And the central task of this is Mei Lian. She regained love and regained her roots after suffering. The name of Geng's son-in-law, Jiasun, the daughter who has always been a pillar, and her new husband, Guodong. Finally, the cry of a newborn is making their future brighter. Some asked, is this really possible? Raising a child at the age of 48 must be very difficult. But the family answered together like a choir. Yes, at first we could not imagine. But if there is love, and the family helps each other, the impossible becomes possible. That's our story. This is 2022. It happened in the course of an official business in Hong Kong. The miracle of belated love and new life. A young couple encouraged them. The mother-in-law's monthly meeting in the first year of marriage is the starting point of the story. But now no one regrets this choice. Ultimately, no one can guarantee how life will unfold. Are the most unexpected situations may turn into the greatest happiness. This family continue to rush forward to the cry of the baby, acknowledge each other's laughter and end the day. When tomorrow comes, together, they will welcome another joy and toil. This is the small but great miracle that the name family presents. Thank you for watching today. If you find the video interesting, please subscribe, like, and comment. I will try to bring you more good works.